Hello and hey! Before we get into this week's episode of Warhammer Book Club, you may have noticed that we're missing an episode. It may or may not have been lost to time due to some weird technical difficulties. That should not be happening going forward, though, so hopefully the time skip isn't too jarring, and we can get on with our lives. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the episode. Have a good one.
Ooh.
Emancipated.
Emancipated?
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the Warhammer Podcast.
This is the Warhammer Book Club with Chad and the boys.
It's your boy, Chad, and the boys.
So am I the boys?
No, you're Chad. We're the boys.
Why?
Because you're... Look at you.
Your hat's on backwards.
I'm not Chad. He's Chad.
I'll be Chad.
I'm Chad.
My hat's... Okay, he's Chad.
I'm the boys.
This is emotional.
I'm emotionally
Inferior.
to a stump.
Genetically and emotionally inferior.
I'm a stump. I'm a stump of emotions. Alright, Chris, what do you...
Call me Bowtop.
You're dead.
Alright, I'm dead. I'm out of the
Oh
game.
no, the boys are dead!
I'm out of the game, mate.
Is it Chad's and the boys?
No, Chad's
Chad.
and the boy.
Chad's and
The boy.
Boy.
Boy. Alright, Chris, what have you been reading on?
I am
Hamping
almost done Descent of Angels.
What?
And
You're
you're
on Fallen Angels.
No, he's
I'm almost done Fallen Angels.
Okay, there we go.
I finished Descent of Angels. I said that last week. I don't belong here.
Now people have already clicked off because they think they're watching last week's episode.
Ah!
Our viewers.
Okay, they clicked off just there because that's the worst sound of it. Almost done Fallen Angels. That book's good.
Yeah.
I really wish things would start happening again in it because things have stopped happening.
No. No. What's the latest happening without spoiler?
Zahario went to the arcology and talked to the people, and then he met an old friend, and they all kind of sat about talking, and they were like, "It's worse than we thought." And then they went back to the castle, and then they threatened the one guy,
Yep.
and made them take them to the other guy,
Yep.
and they're all just kind of in that room. And now Zahario's like, "You did what?
You fool!
My brain!"
Fly!
So that's about where I am.
I don't remember that at all.
He was all like,
Do you think this is a book that you're going to remember
Probably not.
2 months from now?
Probably not. When we actually get to talking about it.
Yeah.
So it's not a memorable book.
I like it.
The first one's way more memorable.
I like Descent of Angels better.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do. I'm excited to read that one.
My problem with it, actually, where I am right now, is that it flips back and forth between Zahariel and Nemiel.
And one is way more interesting than the other.
I don't care what's happening to Nemiel
Yeah.
at all. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, yeah, Horus wants guns. Okay.
And that whole sequence, like, when you find out who it's happening for, you're going to be like, so, hold on. And
Hold up a minute.
It's like all of it's for nothing. Like, it's literally for nothing.
Cool.
So.
Cool. Yeah, because on Nemiel's side, that's the latest thing that happened is, like, they were doing their little creeping around investigation.
Yeah.
And then their cover was blown. And then war happened. And they're like, oh, guess we just wasted the night. Because nothing was achieved.
Yeah. Yeah, they do nothing there.
Yeah.
At all. And when they do finally do it, it's for nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Like-
that's exciting.
I think Lion's an idiot.
Fallen Angels makes him seem like a fucking idiot.
Because it's like, he had doubts about a certain person.
And that person's the good one.
Wasn't it proved they were the bad one? Oh, you're talking about Zaharia.
Yes.
No, but he had doubts about a person that they were working with on this planet.
Oh.
And sends Nemiel to investigate. Under those suspicions. But still proceeds to just do everything the person he suspects says.
Yeah.
Because that won't go wrong. I think he's retarded. Like,
When you find out...
also sending Zahariel to Caliban. Like,
you know your theory about, like, all the Primarchs are just fucking children?
yeah.
When you find out
Okay,
how fast...
listen here. We do not condone underage relationships in any way, shape, or form. Okay?
Oh no, is there more group sex?
Moving on immediately. When you find out...
You didn't say no!
When you find out how fast the Primarchs actually grow up, they are children. They are all infants. Some of them grow up to be not retarded. Some of them are Lorgar and Lion.
No, they're all retarded.
Gilliman is...
Okay, he's not retarded.
Yeah, Gilliman, Sanguinius...
Or did he just, get lucky enough to actually have aged a number of years and get some smarts under his belt?
Yeah, maybe.
He just wasn't put in situations to express his idiocy early enough?
Yeah. He's a smart boy.
The internet wasn't around to capture all of his dumbness on camera.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, all of Gilliman's backstories make him seem like he's
a smart cookie.
Yeah, smart boy.
Well, even that Primarch book does a good job of.
I haven't read it yet, but it's about it's Brad Eleanor, right? Which is pretty cool. Because I don't think I've read anything else that's Brad Eleanor aside from like Descent of Angels.
It might be Eleanor, but it's later. Because where I got to was like 80 pages into it or something, because I was waiting for more books to show up, and they were just fighting the orcs.
So yeah, that would have been prior to.
But what they were doing is like it was explicitly showing that he's a genius on the battlefield, kind of thing, and that he's a badass and actually fights.
Well, there's a fucking quote that isn't spoilery. Do not worry.
Oh, even if you give me a little spoiler, I don't mind.
I can't read out loud very well. Do you want to read this, Chris? So you can read better. It's that paragraph right there.
Just the whole thing.
So this is from Gilliman's book on war.
Absolute/overwhelm is the title of it. Battle is not a state to be entered into lightly. Battle is always painful and always comes at a price. So the astute commander never commits to battle unless no other options remain. Once that commitment is made, once the phase of execution, or primary condition, has begun, it must be done with the utmost efficiency, or efficacy, not efficiency, which I think means similar things.
Yep. I think so. I read it as the other word.
A rapid application of overwhelming force, overwhelmingly intense firepower, to obliterate your enemy as quickly and as completely as possible. Do not give him the time or space to react. Do not leave him with any materiel. That's how they spell it.
Yep.
So I thought that was just a way they pronounced it funny. I didn't realize they wrote it out as materiel.
Yeah.
Okay. Or opportunity that he can use in a rallying phase. Eliminate him, physically and psychologically, so that his threat is entirely removed. Kill him with your first shot. Utterly annihilate him with your first strike. This may be considered the application of attack in its purest form. Gilliman, notes towards martial codification.
So that's like a summary of like an excerpt from his
Which book is that?
Know No Fear.
Ooh, he's in No Fear.
Know No Fear.
Cool. I like Gilliman a lot.
Yeah.
So the thing I was talking to you about a little bit that kind of irked me that I realized going through Fallen Angels and Descent of Angels is what was it, the Council of Nicaea? That's what they call it. So because of that, magic's supposed to be a bad thing that nobody's allowed to do. Space magic. Nobody's doing the warp magic at all. However, hero protagonist Zahariel and his teacher boy Israthiel, they do space magic. Out in the open. They're not secret about it at all. And everyone's like, yep, cool. Do that. I don't know why they're allowed to.
Well,
and nobody else is. Because so when I read Battle for the Abyss and Motep is doing space magic, they're like, he's a witch.
Yeah, so I think
burn the witch. Like
when you read that portion in Thousand Suns, it's very much that's like, yeah, this is a rule that we're gonna apply to everyone, right? Okay, Magnus, fucking stop. Okay, you're fucking everything up. Everybody else don't use magic either. Just
wink,
you
wink.
can use it. Just don't tell him you're using it. I think that's what it is.
It's like even
and then
Cestus
Magnus proceeds to be like, what if I open a fucking demon hole in the Emperor's house?
But so like,
What's up, Dad?
What up, demons?
so I understand Bringar being against Motep and space magic because space wolves don't like space magic.
But Bringnar, like the space wolves have
Sure, they're just dumb.
space magic guys.
They don't understand. Okay,
It's spirit powers.
yeah. Okay.
He's a bitch.
Cestus, though, from the Ultramarines, he was also against it, but he was like, "I'm against it, but I need you." Yeah. But Zahariel and Izrathiel, everyone's just like, "Yeah, it's magic, whatever."
Yeah, I think the Dark Angels are just super disconnected from everybody.
Maybe.
Like even while all of this is like the Horus Heresy's happening, and Horus sends, so he sends the Space Wolves after Thousand Suns. He's like, okay, Gilliman, you go fight a thing over there, with stuff, and then Sanguinius, you go fight some demons over there. And, has anyone seen Lion? Because I need to make him fight somebody.
Oh, we
have no idea.
It's like, we sent him a memo that said no more magic, and then Lion's just like, so I've been told that magic is forbidden. No more card tricks at parties.
Zariel lights his cigar for him with magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you go.
I think that's exactly what it is.
Thank you, Zahariel. Your training is coming along very nicely.
Your magic training is coming along. Like, he acknowledges it, but doesn't quite put it together.
No sleight of hand, okay? Clearly that's what the Emperor means, because it involves deception, and deception is the root of all evil.
Someone's, like, at a bar doing, like, a card trick, and Lion's just like, hang him!
Hang that man!
Evil!
Witch! Zahariel! Kill him with your mind bullets!
Kill him with your not magic. Yeah, I think the Dark Angels just, like, from start to finish, have no idea what the fuck is going on.
The other thing I mentioned to you that is a possibility is, like, Lion knows that magic is, like, forbidden, but he doesn't give a fuck what happens on Caliban anymore. He sent everybody he doesn't like there.
I think he knows Caliban's a fuckhole.
Yeah, so he's like, that whole place is gonna go up in flames anyway.
It's
maybe?
like he was born in Detroit, and he's just like, I'm leaving it.
I'm
Y'all
leaving.
can do whatever you want.
Stay there.
I'm gonna go to space.
Yeah, I'm gonna be not here.
We're going that way.
The nukes may be on their way.
What did you say? Nothing?
Nothing?
Later.
No more card tricks.
Later, fuckers.
Like, as he's leaving, just a big sign. No card tricks.
If you're dead, we'll know. Okay?
A really big sign on a nearby moon. No card tricks.
No
You can
card
always
tricks.
see it.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Someone's like, man, I want to do a card trick, but the moon.
Yeah. What do you mean? No, look up. Oh, yeah.
No,
it says,
card
no
tricks.
card tricks. Yeah.
What's the matter, my love? Sweetie, it's your son. We caught him performing stage magic.
Throws him out a window.
Oh no, he had such a future. This can never be known.
Get rid of him.
Anyway, that's all I got. What have you been reading, Joe?
I finished, I always keep calling it Corax, but that's not what it is. Deliverance Lost.
Was it good? Ooh.
It's good in the way that all Warhammer books are pretty good, but didn't really...
What's it about?
Correct.
Follows the events of the Raven Guard after Isfahan 5.
Ghosts of Terra.
So I can't talk about that at all.
Yeah, sorry. I'm getting there.
That's okay.
Slowly.
Yeah, it's just the Raven Guard attempting to rebuild, and another legion just fucking with them the entire time. They're just like, okay, kill everybody. Get this other legion the fuck out of here. They need to stop doing what they're doing. And then they attack. You know the Emperor's children are evil. They wipe out Fulgrim's perfect fortress.
Hey,
Yeah,
cool.
with like 2,000 Raven Guard or something. They just clean the whole thing out, and then they're like, we're gonna go keep doing what we're doing and fighting things in space. And he's like, to the normal Imperial Guard guy, he's like, you're gonna stay here and defend this. And the guy's like, we have like 25,000 guys. How are we going to defend this against Space Marines? He's like, not called in 500,000 guys and like 18 Titans. You'll be good. So I hope that turns into a book later.
I don't know. Fulgrim's gonna be pissed. Like he doesn't have anywhere to host his sick orgies anymore.
I'm sure he has orgy planets all
but he didn't have
universe.
But
not hurt that.
He doesn't have a perfect orgy palace anymore.
Just as mediocre orgy palace.
Aw, this one's only okay.
Joseph promised me 3 orgies in Fulgrim, and I've only seen 1 so far.
2 more to go, boy. Yeah, one is a musical concert orgy, and the last one is a literal battlefield orgy. So, you got that to look
I think the
forward
musical
to.
one is probably the most,
arousing.
That's the word. Jarring.
Yeah. Emotionally scarring.
Disquieting.
Yeah.
Disturbing.
It's not great. Yeah, so Deliverance Loss is cool. Korax,
Is he a badass?
yeah, he's a super badass.
So is he a badass like Gilliman or a badass like Lion?
He makes some of the same decisions that
As
I feel
Lion?
like Lion would have made,
Oh.
but learns from them.
Okay.
Eventually he's like, yeah, I let my pride get ahead of me and my need to have a legion get ahead of me. I'm going to not act like that anymore. One guy...
Because I saw what happened to Lion.
Yeah, to not repeat that. But he was like kind of going head to head with one of his commanders throughout the book, and then they kind of like shook hands, are like bros in the end. He gets a new backpack, and they go and fight.
So, as recompense for my subterfuge, I would like to present you with this hand-knit backpack.
That's almost like exactly what it is. Like they're on stage, and he's like, and we're going to be taking out the perfect fortress. And then the guy comes up and walks up on stage with all of like these other Mechanicum guys, and he's like, whatever, little speech, and he's like, here's a backpack.
Happy birthday, my lord.
and Korax is just like,
Thank you.
you're the best, man. Like the manly tier.
How did you know I needed a place to put my stuff? On the go.
I can hold so many bananas and notebooks for school.
How many snack packs?
So that book's pretty good. And then I started No Fear.
No fear.
No Fear.
And No Fear has Gilliman in it.
Yep, it's all about the Ultramarines. It's the first attack after the Estevan system on the Ultramarines.
By the...
The first successful attack.
Oh, because Battle for the Abyss. Also.
Yeah, that's a headbutt. This one is a annihilation.
An attempted annihilation of the Ultramarines?
From what I'm seeing, it wipes out one of their main planets.
Oh.
So, yeah, they take a big hit.
So it's by the Wordbearer still?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Wordbearers have it out for the Ultramarines.
Yes.
Probably because they were assigned them, right?
And there is like a fucking... Oh god, what's it in? I don't remember what book it's in. Oh, First Heretic. In the First Heretic, it explains why Lorgar hates Gilliman.
Did Gilliman take his side booty?
Gilliman...
Because Gilliman's a genius and has a great army.
Gilliman, like... carpet bomb nuked his favorite city.
Oh, but I liked that one.
And like he throws a tantrum hissy fit and like punches Gilliman like, you blew up my favorite city, and punches Gilliman. Gilliman's like, are you done? Like, I'm only here because Dad told me to be here.
Yeah, the classic brother thing.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? I hate you!
Look, I'll build you a new one, okay?
I'll build a new one without all the weird worship stuff, okay?
And I promise I'll only blow it up if it has heretics.
Okay. I guess that's okay.
Gilliman's like first in command is like, oh, Gilliman, heretics.
It's like, yes, construction starts, and it's just like, I'm getting a heretical whiff here.
Clean it up, boys.
The only way we're gonna bomb this place is if there's heretics. Hey, Jim. Heretics.
Yeah,
It's just like a guy, like an engineer doing some quick math in the sand or whatever, and he drew his plus with an extra long little line on it. It's like, that's a cross.
Nuke 'em. Yeah, there's someone sitting in orbit with like a really big telescope, like, Ah, it's a cross.
That's some heresy.
Sir, heresy.
The anti-heresy button drops nukes onto the planet. And that's what the Space Wolves are with magic. Like, somebody lights a fire and, like, they didn't see a match and they're just like, clean it up. Fucking nuke them.
End it. Send in our shamans to kill them.
Yeah, send in our not-magic shamans to kill all the magic guys. Yeah, they're like, the whole fucking Thousand Suns thing, like, the Space Wolves are making fun of them for, like, the skin change and everything. And then some of them, like, literally change into werewolves. You guys are the same thing. I don't know if you know, you're just not red.
No.
No!
It's a natural thing.
It's, nature. You're just weird.
I was bit by a wolf, alright? That's why it happens.
Like, gets bit. Oh, don't change it. Flame fur everywhere.
This is okay.
Well, this ended up being better than I thought it was going to be. Fur.
Fur.
I'm warm.
I'm very warm
I want
now.
to pee on you.
That is my bed, and if you go anywhere near it, I'm gonna pee on it so that you know not to go near it.
In fact, you know what? Just to be safe.
Yeah, so Deliverance Lost is cool. And No Fear seems pretty cool. And I also found a copy of Age of Darkness, the last book that I was missing, so...
Oh shit, where?
I was at, like, a bookstore.
In Booktown.
Okay, well,
I don't remember where I was.
Because if you had that much trouble with it, I'd like to know, because I need to go get it then.
It was the only one there. I would have grabbed two. But I'm keeping an eye on chapters, like Indigo.
I'll keep checking Black
the
Library.
chapters thing and Black Library, yeah.
Or I'll just read it on my phone if I have to.
We want to give you money.
Oh, there is a new Humble Bundle. Maybe see if it's in there. It has some ebooks in it. I didn't see which ones it had.
So it's a Warhammer?
Yeah, Warhammer.
It's a Horus Heresy.
It has 1 through 5 for sure. I'm not sure what the other ones are though.
Huh.
I'll double check after.
If it was audiobooks, I would have felt like a chump.
There is some audiobooks in there, but they're like the audio dramas.
Yeah, the spin-off dongers.
It's one about the Night Hunters, which is pretty cool. Conrad Kurz seems like a super badass. Like Korax is like, I don't really, like, we don't feel fear, but like that man scares me. Like he's just really weird and kind of like V.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Fulgrim time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you guys remember where we got to the last time? I'm pretty sure it was just starting the assault on Lair.
I don't think you even had started talking about Fulgrim last time.
Yeah, he did.
I have.
Yeah.
I got through the first few chapters,
Okay.
and then I've got the book at work, and then I've read since.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you hadn't gotten to the temple yet.
Okay, that's, I was going to say that's where I picked up from.
So you got to the temple.
Okay, so yeah.
Third best part of the book.
First orgy. Out of the way.
Well, so like after Fulgrim allocates all of his army to go to the lair, they just basically steamroll the planet, which is very common with every other book that's happened so far.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, why are we holding back? Oh, right. So that we can have one fell swoop moment.
Let me just kill him in one hit.
Well, so like it's again like Joseph said to me a while ago. They introduce a meaningless alien race to show off how strong the Astartes are.
Yeah.
And then...
But that meaningless alien race
actually
has some kind of spooky connection to the spooky zone.
Yes.
Like a sword.
Every time.
Yes. Yeah, so Fulgrim comes down to the planet and they're just destroying snake people everywhere that they are. They make their way to the temple, which is where it seems like it's like a screeching sound or something. Like I'm not exactly certain on what exactly the sound is that's coming from the temple itself. Because it's very loud.
Yeah.
It is a very loud sound that is very overwhelming.
It's like
but I think it has something to do...
type of music or whatever. Like just awful sounding music.
I think it has something to do with the warp, though, because Fulgrim becomes extremely entranced by it. So does...
everybody present pretty much gets like...
The blue-haired lady. What's her name?
Escaflowne.
No.
Elandria.
The opera lady?
Yeah.
I can't remember her name.
Because she seems like she's going crazy over it because she's...
Felicia.
She's making.
Oh, her name should be at the front of the book.
Fulgrim?
At the boy.
Boy, I do say it. What's your face? Bikwa or Bika Kinske?
Oh, Bekwakinska.
Bekwakinska.
I remember that now.
Beaky Kinski.
Anyway.
Becky Kaki.
Yeah, so like she's like an amazing singer, just a human.
And she just wants to.
But she's also a
whole
complete
sword.
diva.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
And if she doesn't get what she wants,
Yes, like she makes advances
false
on
rape accusations.
what's his
Ostian
face?
Delafor?
That's it, thank you. And he's like, "Nah, bitch, I don't want to fuck you."
You're weird.
And she's like,
She pulls some strings to make it so that his life's miserable.
"Yeah, so like he doesn't get to go down to Lair after they've cleared it out."
Shame that happened.
And anyway, so
Oh yeah, he might not have.
Yeah.
Anyway.
so they're fighting their way towards the temple, and the guys that are actually going towards the temple are Fulgrim, and it seems to me that it's only Julius is the only other like notable character that makes it, and he's the first captain, the dude in the Terminator armor. All captains,
Not evil.
All first captains wear Terminator armor. I'm convinced now,
And they're all evil.
and they're all evil.
Wait, did Abaddon wear?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
Oh yes.
black Terminator armor.
Abaddon, sorry.
Abaddon.
Anyway.
It's Abaddon Black.
Anyway, yeah, so like they're absolutely steamrolling their way through the lair, and they get into the temple, and
they run out of roll to steam.
yeah, well, then they come into like,
They see the sex on the
or
sword.
they come into like an auditorium, and
There's this like weird music, and there's these
Well, and
writhing snake people. And
yeah, and they're kind of slithering over
Youth
top of each
today
other. It
and
looks
their
like a
tunes.
snake ball. Do you guys know anything about snakes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They curl up and do the sex thing.
Yeah, so like, but that's what they do, right? That's how they.
I've seen
impregnate it.
videos.
That's how they impregnate.
Lots of
female.
videos.
Anyway,
it's
it's
saved.
So yeah, so I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't really appalled by that one. Excuse me. Ooh.
I wouldn't be appalled by it if they weren't like the size of humans.
Bigger. It sounded like.
Bigger than humans. Well, yeah, because they're on par with the Astartes.
I was gonna say they weren't much smaller than the Astartes. It's
Yeah. If little snakes having sex is okay,
big
but the
snake
big
people.
ones, yeah.
Ain't a fan of big snake fucking.
No.
So anyway, yeah. So, but all their giant parties seem to be centralized around a sword inside of a stone,
Big stick.
sitting in the middle of the room, and Fulgrim approaches this thing, and the snakes just part for him. They just
Fulgrim, in all of his infinite wisdom, assumes this is not an evil stick.
yes.
He's
grabs
like,
the
well,
stick.
they're parting for me. This must be for me. It is a present. It must be my birthday.
Yes.
I am
Yeah.
perfect after
He
all.
takes-
Hand me my makeup.
He takes the sword, and
Bam.
he
evil.
it's like he feels like a rush go through his body or something like that, and then that's kind of where it ends there. And then he says, okay, kill everybody. So he kills all the snake people inside the room.
Good.
And I think it flips to the Remembrancers, and they're doing their stupid shit, and I don't really care about them. And then, meanwhile, while they're assaulting the temple, Solomon has a crash into the ocean. And,
Yeah, his suit goes into lockdown mode. And
Yeah, and he almost dies, and
Yeah.
then he gets...
And this is pretty much the excuse for why he doesn't make it down to the planet later for, like... Because, like, pretty much everyone after that point comes down, like, even Remembrance is, like, they're visiting the planet and checking out, like, the spoils of war, and they check out the temple and stuff like that, but Solomon's kind of out of commission for a while because of
Yes. Now the books seem to jump like months in advance, right? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't really account for how much time has actually passed. It's just like, oh, and now Solomon's actually walking around and doing things. It's like, oh, so that's
Yeah.
got to be like a month then? But Astartes heal faster, so maybe it's only a week or something.
Graham McNeil seems like the weakest author for portraying time.
Yeah, like it's very weird.
Like
Because
Mechanicum does.
because one
It's weird.
one time Solomon is on a bed, and then it's like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 pages later, and then he's up and he's in the training cage with Marius.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Is this an hour?
I was like,
Or
how
a few
long has
days?
it
Is
taken
this
him?
months?
like, I get the Astartes heal at rapid paces and stuff, but like he like shattered bones
I
and
would like
stuff,
some
and those don't.
some notes for time. The passage.
Yeah,
Like,
just like a little thing on the side
Yeah.
that says, like 7 days later or something like that. It's like,
5
okay,
months later.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Anyway, so yeah. So then, after it's done with that, it flips over to the Iron Hands, and it shows you meet a captain that absolutely biffs trying to catch the Diasporax. Did I say that right?
The Diasporax?
Sure, whatever. I said the same thing. Anyway.
Why didn't it sound like that when I say it?
The Iron Hands...
Which the Diasporax are humans, right? Humans and Xenos
aliens.
conferring,
Yeah.
consulting.
Fucking disgusting.
Yes, and Ferrus Manus...
Snake fuckers.
You meet Ferrus Manus, who's the Primarch of
Metal
Iron
He
Hands.
has literal iron hands.
He has liquid metal hands.
Yeah.
I was like, that is so cool.
And he doesn't afraid of anything.
No. He seems to be like the trademark Primarch that
He's got a good head on his shoulders.
isn't afraid of anything.
Yeah.
Good future ahead of him.
Including Fulgrim, which I already have my suspicions, so based on
Evil stick.
evil stick, evil voice, and evil head.
There's a lot of evil going on. It's two evils. It cancels out double jeopardy.
Evil mad scientist making evil juice
Yeah,
for his evil troops.
Fucking...
Yeah.
He's
Fabius.
evil.
Has that happened yet? Did
Yes,
you see that?
I did see that, yes. Where was I going with this? So Ferrus Manus is like, they're accepting the Diasporax and...
Diasporax.
I read it the way you did.
Diasporax.
Just like the Dies Irae, I read as the Dies Irae. Because it made more sense to me.
And, anyway, it, what are you doing?
Sorry.
Miles is staring at Joe's
My
foot.
foot's hurting a lot, and I need to put this thing on it to stop it from doing that. And now it's not going to hurt as much.
Oh, cool! What is that?
I need those. My feet are flat.
What
so
are they?
My feet constantly hurt.
It's for, like, a thing that I have on my foot.
Oh.
It's like padding. And
It's like a donut.
Yeah.
It's like how you sit on a donut.
So it'll relieve pressure off his foot.
Yeah.
Because it's like that big.
Yeah, because I need to get whatever it is taken out, and they're like, we have to cut that fucking shit open, boy. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Still not fixed.
Yeah. Should get that
Yeah.
check to look at.
Any hooser. So Ferrus Manus is like, yo, y'all can join us. Absolutely no problem. Even the aliens. We're cool with that.
Yes.
And then they were like...
Yeah, Ferrus Manus is a...
He seems to be very accepting.
Yeah.
Which is unlike majority of the Primarchs that we've met so far, including Fulgrim, because he's just perfection. If not perfection, then it's
I don't
not
think Fulgrim knows what perfection is.
No, he changes the definition every time he realizes... Or every time he gets more evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect was at one point gardens, then it's rock orgies.
God, I can't wait for this. Right?
It's amazing.
So then they're like, no, fuck you. We don't believe in the Emperor because we have our own god. And Ferrus Manus was like, well, I guess you're gonna die then.
That's gonna be kill them all from me.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, so then they're trying to chase them through space. The Balharn? Bahane? I don't know what his name
I
is.
think the way you said it at first was...
Balharn?
Yeah.
I'll find it.
Balarn.
Blarney.
Balarny.
Balhan. Sorry.
Balhan.
Balhan absolutely fucks the dog on this because he can't kill them. They're too far ahead of him. He can't.
But he
reach them.
overextends and gets blown up a bunch?
Yeah. So they release what I assumed are like cargo containers.
Yes, I remember this now. So yeah, like Balhan's...
It's like a Fast and Furious chase.
Yeah.
He's like, yes, they're dropping cargo to reduce their weight and go faster. It turns out the cargo things were full of fighters.
Yeah, fighters and bombers and stuff, and they really fuck up the fleet and stuff.
Really good escape boys.
I don't think they take down any
No,
ships,
but they really fuck them up.
Yeah.
And then Ferrus Manus is like banging his head against the wall.
Yeah, he's Ferrus mad.
And he's pissed. And he's like, how should we punish him? And the ultimate punishment in the Iron Hands is apparently to add just another dude to the ship. I was like, that's not so bad.
The ultimate punishment.
Well, because they were thinking about, like...
dudes.
Because Ferrus Manus had even pondered the idea of, like, just killing him where he stood.
Yep.
And then his Inquirer is like...
give him a wing, buddy.
Aliens not so evil. You scratch the ship? Hang him.
He's like, just... I get killing him, but it's not going to do anything for everybody else.
Yeah, give him a babysitter.
I'm not sure Ferrus Manus does have the best head on his shoulders.
You mean like every other Primarch would have just executed the dude where he stood and been like,
Except for
nobody
Lion.
else fucking... Well, maybe you messed up, but that's
Yeah, Lion would just be all
alright.
passive aggressive.
Yeah.
And just be like,
You're going back to your plan.
oh, hey, don't worry. I got a perfect job for you. Bye forever.
You're getting deported.
You're going back to
Deported for
Caliban,
loitering.
which may
Yeah,
or may
back
not.
to Caliban.
Which may or
That's
may
not
not.
where I'm from. Back to Caliban. I've never been there.
In fact,
Back
I
to
was
Caliban.
only there to get you. We came by to pick you up.
And you're going back there.
I was literally the dude driving the ship. Anyway, so Balhan screws the pooch, and they get messed up, and then the Diasporax, I'm just gonna keep calling them that,
Diasporax.
disappear, and they're like effectively invisible, and they
Space
can't
gone.
find them. And
technology.
so then Ferrus Manus and Fulgrim, their armies meet up, and they share a bond that is the strongest between two of the brothers. And
Yeah,
all
there's
the
never
Primarchs.
been another bond stronger until you read about the next bond that's just as strong.
And then you get some backstory on the weapons that they wield. They competed against each other for months.
This sounds like
Must I
some
believe?
Greek story of the ancient
Yeah, so
gods.
because so Ferrus Manus is known for being like the ultimate forger, right? Because he can create like superheat with just his hands.
yeah, his
and-
hands are metal.
Yeah, he can just shape metal with his
With
hands
his
with no
metal
forge,
hands.
with his metal hands. And I guess Fulgrim challenged him to a forging duel.
Well, because he said, I am the greatest forger, and Ferrus Manus is
Fulgrim's like, I'm perfect at everything, and Ferrus Manus is like, no, this is my thing, dude. Don't take this from me.
Yeah, you can have everything else.
yeah, no, it's kind of funny that they described like their bond when they met each other. It was like they had an instant connection. Like
Yeah.
they knew that they were meant to meet each other. Kind of
Bitch,
thing.
I love you.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Like Horus and Sanguinius, and Horus and Dawn, and Horus and like.
An unrivaled brotherly connection.
So then they forge each other's weapons, and they're like godly weapons.
Yeah, so
like,
Fulgrim makes a super hammer for Dorn, and Dorn makes a super sword for Fulgrim,
Manus.
right? That's
Not Dorn.
Not Dorn. Manus, Ferrus Manus.
yeah, like they create weapons for each other and stuff, and like, but it's so funny because the hammer is like they make it out to be like this thing that can like destroy a planet with one swing kind of thing, and then you're just hearing about like his inquirer or his first captain, which I forget his name, like Ferrus Manus's, and he's just like picks it up with one hand, just kind of wielding it around and stuff, puts it down, and it's like no mortal could wield this. Put it in a Astartes, pick it up with one fucking hand, like it's.
Well, Astartes ain't no mortal.
No, I know that,
They're big
but
boys.
you would think if it's a Primarch's weapon, then a normal Astartes would have to at least use two hands.
Yeah.
Nah, this dude just picks it up and just like fucking flexing with it and shit.
Just like that Mjolnir.
Anyway.
Well, is he? Is this guy? Like, does he have a gene seed from Ferrus Manus? Because wouldn't that mean he has Iron Hands too?
No.
No.
Only
Not-
Ferrus Manus has iron hands.
I thought that was a thing. Is it
No,
all
they
Force
have
had Iron
no.
Hands?
They have like metal augments. Some of them.
Is it the guy in Terminator armor that picks it up?
Maybe.
Maybe he's ripped because Terminator.
Maybe he's
armor.
evil.
No,
Terminator armor.
No.
Oh, Jim, Terminator. He must be evil.
no. Based on what I've seen, the interactions that are going on in Fulgrim's head anyway. Ferrus Manus is a good guy, and I kind of have a feeling that he's not going to be around for much longer.
Listen, he's got a great future ahead of him.
I really don't think he does. I think he might fight Fulgrim and he might die.
It might be a battle orgy.
And it might be his own sword that kills him, which would be great irony, actually.
I can't think of any more puns.
Good. I'm glad.
Don't get ahead of yourself, okay?
Oh, what? I figured out the book? My bad. Anyway, so anyway, they meet up, and Ferrus Manus has very shaded opinions of, or jaded opinions of Horus. He doesn't think he's capable of being the War Master at all, actually.
Should have been me.
But he didn't say himself. He said...
My hands are really irony.
It seems like a lot of the Primarchs are like, yeah, Horus wasn't the best decision. I don't want it, but
Yeah.
Horus wasn't the best.
Yeah, no.
I think most of them just wish the Emperor had stuck around.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it kind of seems like. But then I think they kind of mention Gilliman as kind of the leading candidate for it.
Gilliman
Actually, they're
and
like it should have been
Sanguinius.
Gilliman.
Because Sanguinius has literal wings.
Yeah.
So he's just above everybody.
Yeah. Literally.
He does actually just have wings, right? Okay. The cover of one of the books shows him fighting a demon, and he has wings. And I said,
Those are actual wings.
I said to Joe, I was like, "Wait, does he actually have wings?"
I mean, Chris weren't sure if they were like metaphorical.
Yeah.
And then I remember us talking about it, and then I was like, I'm Googling this. It's like, no, he has wings.
No, he literally has wings. Okay, cool.
Crocs has a backpack, though.
A hand-knitted.
One from his bestest, most trustedest friend.
So Ferris Manus is like, it shouldn't be Horus, it should be someone else.
Yeah.
And Fulgrim's like, would you actually disrespect Horus? And Ferris Manus is like, well, yeah. And then Fulgrim's like, that's not okay and stuff. And then they seem to clash a little bit.
Yeah.
And it starts showing...
Foreshadowing.
It starts showing a voice in Fulgrim's head as it says... his mind is weak and he can easily be turned. It says that in like page 10 or 120 or whatever it is. And you're like, wait.
That's a weird thing to think.
Yeah. Hold on. That's written in a different font. That's somebody talking.
Yeah.
Hold up a minute.
And then, because it talks about Ferris Manus seeing the sword that Fulgrim has, and he kind of looked at it and then he paid no attention to it. Like,
Have you already had a part where Horus tells
I haven't met Horus yet.
Fulgrim... Not, I think it's in another book.
Oh,
Horus
no.
tells Fulgrim to go off and get him. It's like, I failed.
Yeah.
That happened in Galaxy.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
So
no,
now
absolutely.
you're seeing it fail. Like,
Yeah.
being...
Well, not yet.
Right.
Well,
They
so-
meet once and then they meet again later.
Yes. He hasn't met Horus yet, yeah.
Yeah, like it hasn't shown Fulgrim's perspective of that because we haven't got to
To Galaxy yet.
yeah.
That whole confrontation is just really uninteresting. Really, most of the book is just really uninteresting.
Yeah,
It really picks up in the later.
To be honest
yeah.
with you, I was saying to Joe that I was
It's
enjoying
a
the
big
first.
fucking thing that happens.
I was enjoying the first like half of the book. I lied. It's honestly very uninteresting or disinteresting.
I think I was telling myself that I was having fun while I wasn't having fun.
I was having.
It is not indicative of all of.
No.
Graham's
I
writing.
know. I know.
His
The
writing.
Mechanicum's far better.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm very excited because it goes over Istvan 5.
And Thousand
isn't it?
Suns, I think, is him as well, and it's really good too.
It goes over.
That's great.
Yeah.
It goes over Istvan 5 in this, right?
Yes.
So
yeah.
like I'm excited to reach that because I've heard some pretty awesome shit about it so far.
It's a thing.
So I'm excited. Anyway,
You're heading right for it.
So Fulgrim and Ferris Manus aren't seeing eye to eye, but Fulgrim's like, he's still my brother, and I love him.
Yeah.
But he's an idiot.
Yeah.
And then some more Remembrancer stuff goes on, and stuff that I honestly don't honestly remember
Remembrance-
or give a shit
So like
about.
Ostian's working on a statue of the Emperor. That's...
Yeah, the Remembrancer stuff
The
in this
Fulgrim.
one,
No.
Yeah, no, it's a Fulgrim. No, he's making it for Fulgrim. Of Fulgrim.
of the Emperor.
Of the Emperor?
Maybe that's a spoiler. It is the Emperor.
Oh, okay. No, I thought he was making one of Fulgrim
Maybe it
because
was Fulgrim, then he switched it. Doesn't matter. It does matter, but it doesn't matter.
I'm kind of hoping he dies. So
Has it started following like Serena's descent at all yet?
Hers is
she has
fun.
gone to the temple, and upon hearing the music of the lair, she kind of got angry, and then
So that's the thing. Everyone's affected by that
Yeah,
music in different ways.
she was gonna go strangle the blue-haired chick, but then it didn't, and it cut back to her being in her room at her paint palette. And
she can't quite get the right
and she
color.
can't get red to come out, so then she stabs herself with like she's hurting herself, and the blood falls
It's
into
a
it. Makes
perfect red.
Yeah.
That's about as far as you got with her?
Yes,
Okay.
that's as far as
That's gonna keep going.
Yeah, it gets worse.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, has it said what... Does it ever say what Chaos God they're directly affected by?
Yeah.
I thought you said it was Slanesh.
Yeah. Did it say that in the book?
I mean, isn't that kind of like given away by the snake orgy right away and stuff? Like it kind of like hints towards it, right? Because
Yes.
she's the
Oh, there's a moment later on where it's like, and the words formed in his mind, Slana. Like this.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I forgot about that.
okay, cool. So it actually like comes forward.
Yeah, because through like all of the Chaos stuff, even in Flight of the Eisenstein, it doesn't directly say Nurgle or anything.
I think
no,
it does.
Oh, okay.
No, it does.
I think they say Nergleth.
Yeah.
Maybe, but
Which is the same thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's you boy, the kid. I think he says it.
He says it?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Right at the
Or
end.
was it Grulgor that
Fuck, I
said?
don't remember that either.
Well, it might be Grolgor. But I thought Decius said it when he's a master fly.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, so there's that stuff going on, which is very uninteresting. And
I found myself getting interested in the remembrance.
When she started
stuff.
cutting herself, I was into it.
Well, as
Of course
that,
you were. Weird.
Of course you were.
as the situation with Becca Kinska, Serena DeAngelis, and Ostian Delafour, like as it, like Ostian kind of secludes himself and it gets a bit of a rude awakening.
Yeah,
later.
Yeah, I think Serena's my favorite of all the Remembrancers in the series so far.
Because of
Euphrates? I thought you loved Euphrates.
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 I like what's happening with her. Her character isn't as interesting.
I used to
as-
like Cinderman a lot, but I don't know. Ever since he became a sub, I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
anything, and the one thing I liked about Horus Heresy was how like strongly anti-church, anti-religious, anti-everything it was.
And
And as soon as it fucking blows up, I'm like,
Yeah. Well, anyway, so Fulgrim and Ferrus Manus get together with all their dudes, and they're like, we need to deal with
the Diasporax.
how are they evading us? Why are they evading us? Why isn't it just open conflict?
we're two
Like,
Primarchs. How are we not?
yeah,
killing
how are
them?
we not able to do this? And they're pondering this thought, and Fulgrim comes to the brilliant idea that they can't leave. Oh no, it's Ferrus Manus' first captain. He's
Yeah.
like, well, it's because they can't leave then.
Because they were questioning. It's like, well, why do we keep finding them? Why do they keep taking pot shots at us? And like, why aren't they just leaving? Why are they
even in this system?
Yeah.
Why are they here? And then it comes down to it's because of fuel.
Yeah, and it's like the reason they keep taking pot shots at us is to prevent us from getting closer to wherever it is that they are
Yes.
holding up a minute.
So then, so then it shows Valhan again, and they find the solar collectors or conductors or whatever it was, and they're just harnessing the sun's energy.
Because they're refueling.
Because they're refueling, that's what they're doing, and then so they're using it as like a forward base then, I guess, or it's just they're stuck in this system, so they're using the sun's energy, and then they're gonna
Peace
Or
out.
jump.
Renee.
TFO.
So then you actually, after that, you meet I guess it's before that, you meet the original Cinderman, Evander Tobias, or Tobias Evander.
Right, he was the first, like the lead
Iterator.
iterator. I always forget what.
It's a weird word.
And Julius has come to him and said, I feel nothing at all ever since I've gone to that temple.
Yeah.
Why? And Tobias is like, here, read these books.
Book.
And
Thanks, Dad.
and then before they get really into it, it jumps to Valhan finding the... Say it?
Solar collector?
Nope.
Diasporax.
That's it.
Diasporax.
Thank you. And Ferrus Manus has just very boldly run after to go get them. Like, he's just gonna fucking end them now because they've been evading him
He's
for
like,
so
it's
long.
gonna be me.
And Fulgrim is absolutely furious with him because he didn't even attempt to include Fulgrim. He just left. I'm just gonna go kill them now.
Going nerds.
And it's starting to show the descent of Fulgrim slowly and
Jealousy.
and
The jelly.
so then the Emperor's children are following the Iron Hands very closely to add backup, and that's about as far as I've got.
So, two things.
Hit me.
Has there been any other mentioning of the Chaos Gods aside from those two?
No,
'Cause I was reading one of the books and it talks about the Emperor like directly mentioning those Chaos Gods. I'm like, oh, they finally acknowledged it. I completely forgot there was two other points.
Yeah, Nurgle and Slaanesh.
Because we knew which ones were
I
there.
mean, I guess and
didn't know
Samus. But that was only for a little bit.
And that is...
Horse
which
Rising.
god would that be?
Samus?
Samus isn't one of the gods.
No? Is it just a demon?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Demon Prince.
Okay.
And so the other thing, we were talking about why Horus was chosen to be the War Master. And we were talking about a theory. It was like, yeah, Gilliman and Sanguinius. What if the Emperor knew one of the three of them was going... whoever he chose was going to fall. So he chose Horus because he knew that he'd have the best chance at surviving an assault from Horus versus Guilliman or Sanguinius.
Yikes.
So he had to throw his son into the
And
fray.
what I said
Wow.
is that the Emperor is the strongest boy in body and brain. I don't think you have to worry about any of them any more than any of them.
Well, because, I
And
mean...
then based on the assault that we don't actually know how it happens, like the Luna Wolves are horrifying. Like Abaddon is incredible.
Sure, I
Horus
just mean
is
no
amazing.
individual person can go toe-to-toe with the Emperor without some kind of extra edge.
Well, because,
Now,
I mean...
if Guilliman had that extra edge, or so if Guilliman had the same stuff that Horus has,
Maybe
Guilliman would have.
Come out on top.
Well, actually, that's an interesting point, right? Because, I mean, like, if the roles were reversed and Guilliman were the bad dude, nobody can stop the Ultramarines. And not if they're slightly buffed by chaos shit.
Because there's a part in No Fear where it's talking about
No fear.
where it's talking about Guilliman's, like, the army that he's amassed, like the sheer number and power that the Ultramarines has, and it's like even the Emperor's forces aren't enough. Like Guilliman has like the strongest military force in the history of man.
Nice. So you're saying that even the army of the Praetorians and everything, they couldn't stand up to...
Might not be enough. Like, the Emperor could obviously sway that, like, a huge amount. Like, the Emperor's incredibly powerful. But, like, army to army, it seems like Guilliman is
Just
the
snap his
most
fingers and all their
well-equipped.
brains melt.
I don't think he's that strong.
Come on.
But he's pretty strong.
Dude, he apparently fixes a robot knee just by touching it.
He also stands up, pulls out a flaming sword, and literally steps into the warp to fight demons, apparently. Really excited for that sequence.
Do you think that's where he runs into the Vikings?
He just sees them off in the distance, like, the boys had it again. Just going off, killing things.
Oh, hello, Emperor! We're going this way!
Carry on, lads.
Throwing axes.
Infinite axe!
But yeah, I have no idea.
Interesting.
I wonder if it goes into more depth about how, how he chose, why he chose, what he chose.
Interesting. Well, because he seems to have a certain amount of insight, at least, into what's happening, or he's able to predict the future.
He seems to know what's gonna happen.
Even to himself.
Yeah. Like, up until, like, even until, like, the crack in the galaxy. Like, he seems to even know that that's gonna happen.
And that's where I was comparing it to, like, Doctor Strange, like Infinity War, where he's, like, some millions of possible futures, and
this
only,
is the only route.
only one in which humanity or anything maybe survives, and it's gonna be awful, but it's the only one
Brie Larson has to take over the Avengers.
The future is female.
The reviews for that movie aren't that great, guys.
Oh, no.
Have you seen it yet?
No.
Yeah.
He has. I haven't.
How have you seen it?
Watched it online.
How? It's only been out for a few days.
Yeah, that's
He
enough.
put up with a very subpar...
It was mediocre. The movie itself was dog shit.
Is it?
Yeah, we won't talk about this on the podcast.
Okay.
And I won't spoil anything for you.
All right, once
I'm
this
unfortunately
podcast
going to be
is
getting
over-
roped up into seeing it. So
Oh, I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah,
No, don't. I know. Okay, sorry. So,
All right, let's end this podcast with.
yeah. So,
You're gonna finish Fulgrim.
yes, I do mean it this time. I tried, guys, and I was
Well,
really
now
tired.
the amount that you have left is about the size of the books usually.
And
Yeah.
it's,
'Cause that one's
you have the
huge.
best stuff ahead of you, too.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Yeah, just like every time that I sat
You
down
got two
to
orgies and a flaming god fight.
read,
So
like every time I sat down to read it, I was just so fucking tired. And you know, despite what I said about Flight,
and as it gets warmer, everything's gonna.
You got to be
feel more
headstrong
exhausting for
to
at
read the
least
rest
a
of
week.
it.
well,
Headstrong.
so like, I was saying to Joe, like,
You keep getting them.
out of the first 3 books, I think I like False Gods the most.
Yeah.
It's the one I was most interested in, followed by Galaxy in Flames, and then Horus Rising.
Specifically, the scene where it describes them out in the mud and the death and everything.
Yeah, like it. No,
To the mud, 10 out of 10 immediately.
no, like that's just like it.
And then what's her face gets laser beamed out of the fucking sky.
Yeah, like-
'Cause she's in a like giant blinged up golden Bratz Barbie nose. Laser beam. Yeah, that whole sequence in False Gods and everything was really good.
But yeah, like I didn't find myself uninterested in False Gods. Like it kept my attention even when I was tired, and then I'd find myself reading for 2 hours and be like, shit, I have to sleep.
Yeah.
That whole
You know what I
original... I mean, 1 through Eisenstein, like that, I was
Even Eyes Inside.
Edge of my seat.
The first 3 are like the best intro I've ever
that
read
original trilogy
to a book
in particular.
series. And Eisenstein and Fulgrim are strong follow-ups when they do their thing. They both have downtime that feels a little unnecessary. Fulgrim more.
We haven't had like a trilogy since, because there's been like Fulgrim into Mechanicum are kind of tenuously connected.
Descent and
Fallen are direct sequels to each other.
Thousand Suns
and Prospero Burns.
Actually, no, those aren't connected at all, really.
Yeah.
Even though
I think that's when the series is
events that are together.
I think that's when the series is strongest, is when there's direct continuity and not just disparate.
And once you get all of the these bases, these startings, you start to see connections fucking everywhere. Like I'm reading Deliverance Lost is right after Fulgrim, like a side by side with Mechanicum. No Fear is like at the same time as Battle for the Abyss. And it's starting to reference characters and things. And fuck if you don't remember names. I'm finding myself Googling names to be like, I recognize that. Who was this? Because
who is this?
the books all kind of blur together.
That won't work for me because I don't know how to spell their names.
Oh, yeah. Little tougher.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you could just find it in a massive library of characters.
If you type in Warhammer, guy from this book.
Yeah, I'm sure if you put list of names from book, Horse Rising.
So when you open up Deliverance Lost, I was like, oh, okay. So it's got, the Emperor. And it references him. It's going to have Korak. It's going to have Rogel Dorn, Alfarius, and Omegon. It's like, it's 2 pages of dudes here. Oh, look at all these commanders of the Raven Guard. That's fun. That'll be not too difficult to remember. And then I opened this fucking thing. And it was this is No Fear.
No Fear.
And it's like, oh, this is all of the characters in the 13th Legion that you need to remember. I'm like, man, that's going to be tough. Oh, fuck, there's another page. Page. And then the start of the book. But yeah, no, it's got like literally a page of Ultramarines you have to remember.
Yikes.
So...
it's got Dave's brother, Dave's sister-in-law.
This book does this thing where it's telling time based on these marks, and they're not sequential. So, there's characters, there's events, like, Dan Abnett is like, I'm gonna destroy your brain. Buckle up, fuckers.
It's like when I'm playing Devil May Cry, and it shows, like, the date and time of when things are occurring. It's like, okay,
2 weeks before.
No, but it's like, I wasn't paying attention enough to the last date to know if this is before or after.
I find myself going back and checking, like, physical pages, which mark this is.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun in an audiobook. Because it's not... The marks aren't chapters. The marks are in the middle of the chapters.
I hope the narrator's just like, 20 minutes before. 5 minutes later.
From what I've... So I started listening to the first bit in audiobook. And I was like... What does mark mean? Are these coordinates? What is happening? And it doesn't explain until 3rd chapter that that's time. This is it progressing. So... Yeah, now that you know it's time, it should be easier.
Time after time.
Karate.
Cool, so that podcast, boys?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I'll continue reading Fallen Angels. I'll have that done. Miles, you're going to finish Fulgrim.
Yes, I will finish Fulgrim, and I will start...
And what are you starting after that?
Mechanicum.
Age of Darkness.
Okay, and you'll be starting Mechanicum, I'll be starting Legion.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. You can email us at justkindaloafin@gmail.com if you got questions or concerns. That's justkindaloafin@gmail.com.
Correct us if we're wrong.
Correct us if we're wrong. Tell us your favorite Primarch booty.
Gillum.